when we're ready. Good morning. The Building and Facilities Construction Committee meeting of Wednesday, November 19th, 2025 will now come to order at
10:01.
10:01. Thank you. For clarification for who's saying and doing what, I always go around and start the meeting with my name and we'll move on. So I'm Shirley Mazinski, chairman of this committee, and Linda
Brown.
Carol Gogolinsky.
Fred Fontaine.
Bob Wormy.
and
John Charbonneau, Town Planner.
thank you, and Matt.
Matt Wojcik, Town Administrator.
Thank you very much. Our first item on the agenda is the future use of document storage area for the former locker room and site, and we will do a site walk because we were unable to do it at our last meeting because we had a historic use of the area. And thank you to the town, we were able to use that area. All right, if we're ready, we'll take a site walk down and check out the area, just so we know what's going on.
Do you want
You have a comment?
can we do a little historical context, so then in terms of the flow of the video, people will know why we're going down there before we go down there?
And I appreciate it if you would speak to it.
So we have, a lot of the second floor of the building right now is storage.
And we did visit that,
And you saw that, and I
Yeah.
think that was captured on video.
yes.
The one room that you saw that has historic documents kind of laying around in a bit of disarray, those documents need to be stored in a climate-controlled environment so that they don't deteriorate any further. Because some of them will be very difficult to scan. We're going to try where we can scan them, but I don't even know that I want them to leave the building. Like, they're that important for the history of the town, where I just don't trust anybody to cart them around. So we casted about looking for a part of the building that would be the most amenable to being sequestered from the rest of the building and put under climate control where we could have lock and key. And the Recreation Commission was kind enough to say, just take the old locker room. And there will be some work that needs to be done in there in terms of clearing up some space. All of the utilities were cut and capped a long time ago. So that's not really being actively used as a locker room. It was being used by them for storage. They had a small fridge in there that had ice packs and stuff for kids that get hurt, and some basketballs and other things. All that's going to be taken out. And the only thing that we really need to spend on is the climate control unit itself. And when we went out for quotes, they were just a little bit over what we had budgeted. So at town meeting this past Monday, that was one of the capital items. There was a small amount of money, I think it was another $4,000 that got transferred over, but we had re-quoted, so we got the same price. So we have a brand-new quote. This was competitive quotes because it was under $50,000, but over 10. So we approached 4 firms. We got 2 declines and 2 responses, which under state law is enough. As long as you get 2 responses, the third one can be a decline. And so it's $24,500 to install climate control in there. We're going to use the same outfit that put the small not room air conditioner, it's a bigger unit than that, but for the room where the firefighters sleep on that side of the building, I think you remember this project, we had to install a fire escape and a pad for them to land on the floor. So when you drive by the building now, it's on the Rydell Street side, Rydell Road side, and they were the low bidder, but they were only $300 apart. So they were both about the same price. I signed the contract this morning, so this work will go forward very soon.
What was the quote again?
$24,500.
Good.
Pretty standard technology.
I do have one question. I don't know when the documents or whatever were moved, but there was a room back here that where documents were kept, and some of them were in bad shape. Are they there anymore?
So there,
Or you don't?
the subject documents, the ones we're really concerned about, are in 3 locations. Some of them are in vaults, locked vaults
Okay.
that you see around.
Yeah,
Some of them are in this space here in the resource room. There's a closet over here. I think a lot of them have been moved or stored more safely, because the last time I was in there, I didn't see a whole lot of materials. But to the extent that they're in there, they might still be in there. I'm primarily concerned about a lot of the old deed books and town meeting records and town reports that are on that set of tables are kind of organized in an upside-down U shape against that wall in one of the classrooms upstairs, because they're just open to the air. We do climate control that space up there. We don't let it get too cold in the winter. We don't let it get too hot in the summer. But you're still swinging from
Yeah.
40 degrees up to almost 80, so there's quite a bit. But it's, our enemy here is sunlight,
yeah.
so we've got to get this stuff into a,
And moisture,
The new system will control for humidity.
yes.
because that, if I say this, Sherry, where they are now, that's below grade, isn't it? Where that locker room is?
Let's take a look
Yeah,
at
okay.
it.
So I think the answer is yes. The
So they
floor
could-
is definitely below grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything
But it's
below
a
grade,
tall-
you really need to have
Carol.
It's a
climate.
tall
Yeah.
space. So you have windows that
Yeah.
to the outside.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So,
So you'll see it when we go down.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we capture on the video.
okay. And one of the things I did notice, I think, when you're walking into the gymnasium, but if you, the outside windows of that place that's jutting out, the outside of the windows is getting,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So
I don't know if that,
we're going to brick up those windows.
okay.
And that's why we didn't replace them when we did the window replacement project, if you recall. We did have
Right.
a quick
Okay. mention
mention of that. Not a discussion, but mention. All right?
And I do remember seeing the town clerk at one time, a few years back. She had documents that had really, some of them, they were just deteriorated, so it's much needed. Yeah. All right.
Could I ask one more question about the documents? It's the ones that, obviously you don't want to let them out of here, and I can understand that, and they may be too, not too good for scanning either. Wonder if you could find somebody who would just at least take pictures of them?
Yes.
Because that way, if something happens, then you've got it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the strategy. I mean,
Yeah,
the world we live in, right? The cameras on our phones
I know.
are better than any camera we ever had
I
as
know.
kids growing up, like click.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
The little Polaroid.
So now we can just do it. It's tedious work, but it's
Did it-
something actually a lot of our senior work-off people might
Yeah.
Right,
be interested to do, because you can read it while you're doing it.
I
Right.
have a quick question, Madam Chair.
Yes, Fred.
Just out of curiosity's sake, is the town required to keep records for a certain amount of time by some state law? or
Yeah, so-
something? And how long is that?
Every classification of document is different. The town clerk will have the precise answer to that question, because that's one of her responsibilities. We keep payroll records forever. And some people don't know why, but we will get inquiries about a retirement that may go back 30, 40 years.
Oh, well.
So we keep that stuff forever. Some of the financial records of the town need only be kept for about 5 years or so. Getting Gene to destroy pieces of paper with numbers on them is a little bit harder than that.
But it sounds like we'll go on the extra mile to keep historical documents just for
If it can
history's
be-
sake.
Yeah, but if it can be scanned, we'll keep the hard copy, because who trusts the cloud? I don't trust the cloud.
Yeah, yeah.
But physical locations have problems too. So if you have both, you're
Right.
actually in the ideal universe. So a lot of this, not so much invoices, it's more like minutes of meetings, building permit records, electrical permits, mechanical, we really want to keep those. So that's a different project. We'll talk about at some other point, but that's what we have. We'll keep as much of it in hard copy for as long as it lasts, or doesn't take up unnecessary space.
John, you
Now, planning board's different. It depends. Some things you have to keep forever. Some things you keep for a certain amount of years. And then other things you can keep until the project is resolved, until the project's done, and then you can request to have them destroyed. But again, to Matt's point, like A&R plans, we don't have to keep A&R plans for going back more than 2 years. However, do we want to get rid of A&Rs that are older? No, sometimes we still need to reference them. So, and A&R files aren't very big. Like, subdivision files can take up a whole drawer, but A&R files are fairly thin. So it's a delicate balance. It depends on what it is, because it may be handy to have an A&R from 20 years ago to be able to reference. So to Matt's point, to be able to actually scan that in and have that is a huge advantage.
Sometimes these guys come in here to find the monuments.
Yeah.
They go back to the old plans to try to figure out where the monuments are.
So a local historian might be, the old town records would be fascinating, I would think. Would those, once they're digitized, would they be available to somebody, or?
So we're talking to Rebecca over at the library, how to coordinate.
That's what I meant by local historian.
Right, okay. All set? Ready? Take a little walk.
Recess? Shall we recess?
That's right, keep going. Oh, lovely. Very cool.
I remember
You
this.
guys haven't seen this done?
I've never been in this one.
I have.
The boys, this is the boys' locker room.
in this one.
What are all these big trunks? What's all that stuff? What's that? Voting stuff.
So it's nice and cold in here. We want the Russians to feel at home when they come to doctor our election machines.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Or Siberian prison.
So how big, this is the back wall here, and those are the windows.
Basically, you
Yeah.
got 50% green.
John or
So that's the door
Matt?
to the outside?
I think so.
Looks like there's
Another closet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're getting that.
Okay,
there's obviously athletic stuff in there.
are you going to be using that?
I don't.
So,
Just this?
It's a
There
great
must-
place to do interrogations. Look at that. Everybody bulbs,
No one can hear you scream.
tile, right? Did you wash up after?
are we, where's our camera?
Right here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, what'd you like me to get?
So, are we going to be using this part? Is there a plan for this? Must be a documented plan somewhere.
A plan.
Of how
Are you
this-
looking for like blueprints, like construction
No,
plans?
well-
We're not there yet.
No.
So it won't be a
understand
room,
that. It's, okay.
would it be a room within this room? Or
Okay,
is
you're
it?
gonna frame this up. These are gonna be blocked out.
Okay,
right? So it's gonna
that's
be,
what I'm
you
looking-
wouldn't be in here without lights on because it would be
Right.
pitch black,
Yeah.
right? And so this will give you enough space. It's mostly dehumidification, right?
Yes.
Carol's right, we're
Right.
low grade,
Right.
so you're gonna have to move the
Yeah.
humidity out on a
Right,
constant
right.
basis.
Okay. Let Matt, go ahead.
No, that's all right. We're good. We do have a fire alarm box. We'll probably need to hook this up to the building alarm system before we move anything too important in here.
What about these two rooms? Are they going to be, wall going to come down and going to be combined?
I don't really know the answer to that question.
That might be, is that a,
That's going to be a Christine Furno, Mike Fitzpatrick question, because the
well,
two
the
of
other
them
thing too
are the
is it very
co-conspirators.
long?
Because there's another window there too.
Yeah.
Looks like that needs a little repair.
This is, I think,
Oh, it's got
was where there was a leak. There isn't
hole
anymore,
there.
but there
Oh, okay.
was.
So,
Because this roof was replaced.
yeah.
Are there any documents in here now?
No,
Okay, good.
no, just election machines, and we're not worried about them at all.
okay, so are they, where are they going versus, are they going to be back here still in a particular?
No, these would be in the way, and it causes you to open and close the door too
Yeah.
much, right? So that's not the idea. I don't know what the clerk's plans are.
Okay, but this is the area that the amount of money we voted, just so if,
It's not for the whole construction, it was only for the air conditioning
okay,
and ventilation.
okay. All right,
And we're doing that first because I think we'll have some perforation in the wall somewhere.
yeah,
Penetration, I guess I should say. Looks like we have some duct work there.
Oh, look at that.
yeah,
Is there anywhere else, but I think that's where we're going to be moving air.
okay. What could that be?
I don't know where that was probably an old light fixture.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
looks like.
so we will keep this item on our agenda
That was the heat sensor.
and follow up.
That great big round hole.
No.
I think it was,
I think it's a heat sensor next to it.
Yeah, yes.
it's not going to go off today.
No, I'm wondering about the hole. So you think
That's
it's
an
a
old
light?
light fixture.
So did you get a?
I'll get out of your way so you can,
In that?
there's a really photogenic space back there. It reminds me of Fenway.
There's a lethal weapon and
Yeah,
pour water on them and electrocute them.
yes. After the camera gets turned off, I'll talk about who would love this space. President of all the Russias to work in a place like this.
That's a duck.
Tell them, so we don't get hit by a ball.
That's a duck.
Is that,
Yeah, it looks like a duck. That's what, you know, chimney flue or.
It's a what, Fred?
or maybe it was when they had the showers and whatnot, that was,
It is.
They're
That
back.
looks like their own climate control.
Obviously, they haven't been using this.
Is this the only one we're doing?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we gotta get out of their way.
One shot while no one's in here.
You jump in the water at a fishing spot and then keep moving.
Don't look back, save yourself.
All right, the time, 10:26, we're back at the resource room. After our tour of the area of the committee, to address our first item of business, which was the former locker room site walk, and for input of the documents and where they're going to be stored. Any questions, comments on our site walk? Room? If not? Okay. We'll move on to the item 2, the 11 Gleason Court is the old grammar school update. And Mike, you have any input for us?
It's Matt.
Matt, I'm sorry. Mike, Matt.
As I've told you before, my brother Michael is not the guy you want sitting here. Just saying. I'll introduce you someday.
Okay.
I don't know how many may have watched the select board last night. All bids were rejected by the board in what is going to go down in one of my more frustrating moments last night. So the 5 select board members rated the proposals. They did have a difference of opinion. It was 4-1. But when you added up their scores, it was 51-40. So they favored the proposal that was offered by Meehan. And it was basically to restore the existing building with maybe 10 units in it, 10 apartments. And nice landscaping, good plan for parking. Really, it was strongly favored by the selectmen. Honestly, from my perspective, I thought it was the better of the 2 plans. Emerson Klaus and his group, and I think he was technically had submitted a bid for Landmark Construction, I think was the outfit that he's associated with. but he's a Douglas resident and a builder for some time. That proposal was to restore the building, but it was also to build a rather large 3-story structure in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's where he was going to put the elevator, to get elevator access.
Yeah.
But it completely defeated the purpose of the historic restoration of the school, because now you put a building in front of it, you can't see it. Because there's a little bit of, we can't get lost in the language. The front of the old school building is not the front facing the street. The street comes down with the front of the school building facing Main Street,
Right.
but Gleason runs along one side of the building. So if you use old, really rigid terminology, the front of the building is actually the side of the building.
Okay.
Because the side of the building faces Gleason Court. So maybe I have to clarify that in the RFP, but we're not blocking the view of the historic building. The whole idea of restoring the building is to enjoy the beauty and the historic nature of the building, not to put something in front of it. So it didn't get a very high score because it really looked like a redevelopment of the site and not really a redevelopment of the building. We opened up the prices. Meehan offered $10,000.
Now, is that Kevin Meehan?
Carol, wait a minute. Go ahead.
And Emerson and his group offered a very strange bid. It was $390,000 for the building, but they wanted to kick in $40,000 for the road. We can't take that as part of the bid. It's not okay. So we scored it as $390,000, which was the appraised value. So now we're stuck with the proposal that got the lowest score was actually a valid price. The score, the much higher score was a completely insulting offer. So the select board rejected both bids and said, we're going to start over. So I don't even know if these two will rebid or not. We'll give them some honest-to-God feedback that if we didn't give it enough already last night. But so we're back to square one. I just have to say for the record that if the bid price on the more attractive project had been anything even remotely reasonable, we would have taken it. $10,000 is not even earnest money, right? It hardly covers the cost of the survey work we had done so we could do an A&R plan to make the lot usable. So that is just not okay. So we'll see what happens. That's your update on that. I'm sure there are questions.
Questions?
Yes.
Carol?
I've got, on the one that Klaus person did, when you're saying building in the front, do you mean over on the Gleason Court side?
What I call the
or
front
looking from
is where the front door is.
Okay, well, like when you're looking from the
Where the
post
parking lot-
office and everything, so you wouldn't see that view anymore
No.
on that one.
No,
Right,
okay.
so, yeah.
Fred?
Educate me, so is 10,000 really that insulting? Because I remember committees years ago thinking, we will give the thing, we'll literally give it away.
And that was a warning flag to anybody who might have wanted to buy it.
Okay,
So if you're willing to give me something, what's it worth?
true enough, like Facebook Marketplace, yeah.
Yeah, it's odd, but that's really how this works. There's a kind of a weird reverse dynamic. And like I say, if the building's not there at all, if we were selling this as a raw lot, would we take 10,000 for it?
Oh, my God.
Right.
No, right. So that's the problem I have. At least bid the value of the real estate as an empty lot. Seriously.
And what do you think that is? As a raw lot?
We made it a buildable lot in the Village Business District.
It is.
So it's going to be worth 100, 120
Okay.
at least. So.
Okay. Anyone else? Fred?
Is there a formula that's used for getting property like that back on the tax rolls where it pays for itself? You know, if we were to give it away, how long does it take to make up that difference?
I understand the question. I think it's a good question. It kind of depends, though.
On the assessed value when it's
Buildings
done.
have more than one method of valuation, right? So you're going to get your most tax revenue out of it if it's fully occupied and everybody's paying a market rent.
So too many variables really to
Variables
make
that
it.
I'm not in control of.
Yeah.
So if you want to just do a back of the envelope guesstimate, what is and maybe one of your fellow board members can help you. Let's say we put 10 units in there, we got $2,000 a month, 20 grand a month, 240,000 a year. What would you buy that apartment house for?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah.
Right.
So that's, that value of what you would buy that apartment house for is the value that the assessors would probably massage it, but that's what it would be worth for tax purposes. So,
And it's not worth 240. I mean, you're not going to get 2,000.
no, it's going to be worth more than that.
No, well, the expenses,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
they figure that too on the
Right,
assessment.
well, a lot of time with small businesses, when we buy and sell small businesses, we
Right.
just say, what's your top line?
Right.
That's what I'll pay you.
You're right.
So, but it's going to be more than 240, because it's a structure. So I'm thinking that building, once it's fully fit out and it's renting, $1 million?
That's the number.
No, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what's the tax rate? It was just set last night at $12.07 per thousand.
can I ask a question?
May you
I-
ask the
yeah.
question? Yes.
Okay.
Nobody else
A
is.
couple of them. One, are they looking to put residential or commercial in there?
Residential.
Residential, okay, so they're doing residential. So, you know, it would help downtown too, to get people downtown and walkability and stuff like that.
So here's the fine line, if I may.
Yeah,
Sure.
right,
Am I
Yeah.
interrupt?
right,
The fine line is, I've done a lot of downtown restoration.
right,
Tilting at windmills in Woonsocket. You need foot traffic to support the businesses on Main Street.
right,
Because you're never going to get enough parking to satisfy everybody.
Right.
So apartments above and apartments around are how you get people into the buildings. At the same time, you have traffic considerations on Gleason Court.
right.
Because at 2 times of the day, 188 days a year, it's bedlam.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
So I had occasion, because I don't plan very well, to walk to a meeting yesterday with the superintendent, because my car was being fixed. And, but it was useful and instructive to be walking on Gleason Court at 2:30 in the afternoon, when people are starting to go to the middle school to pick up their kids. Because people fly up the road, speed bump notwithstanding. And there's just, a lot of people prefer to pick up their kids and have their kids take the bus. So you've got a sizable amount of traffic. So if you had an apartment house there with 50 units, say, you're going to cause problems, and you might cause problems trying to cut through the school campus to get over to Davis Street because you think you're clever. It's got to be a manageable size project, right? So you want the foot traffic. At the same time, you don't want to generate so much car traffic that you kind of upset the delicate balance that's there for about 2.5 hours a day, every day.
Excuse me, but 10
Yeah.
units would not be much.
No.
The 10 units wouldn't be much at all. That would, and you get a little, it's usually different times of the day that people are residential compared to going to school, so
If you
10
live in a
units.
place like that, you're going to schedule your day around
Right,
that traffic flow.
right,
But once you get to like 50 apartments,
right.
it's just,
Exactly. Okay, now you got a whole different thing. The other thing, too, is with the value of it, at 10 units, be well over $1 million. There's no doubt about that. But don't forget that this person is going to have to put a lot of money into that building to make it buildable. It's costs less to start from scratch.
yeah.
You know, so people have to realize that while they're getting a building, it costs less than starting. I mean, if it was an empty lot, it would cost them less to do 10 units.
Anyone else? So,
I just have a quick statement. I hope the bidder comes back with a more reasonable, because,
It has to be
and
something.
he's a known entity, we know he does good work because we can see it around our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the other part of the fly in the ointment is if we had only one bid and it was only 10,000, it's a different conversation.
Right.
The fact that the other bidder came in with the appraised price put us in a position as a town where we might be looking at a bid protest, right? So now if I'm the referee doing this bid protest, I'm going to look at this guy from Douglas, this town administrator guy, I'm going to say, dude, you accepted a bid for 10,000, you had one for 390, and the law says you should accept the appraised value? Why are we here?
Right.
He's going to throw us out. So really, the only thing we could do is reject all the bids because it wasn't in the interest of the town to
Makes sense.
go forward.
So if no one else has a question. So they want to
So
this, our different criteria for your,
probably. So the agenda item last night was only the opening of the bids and dispensation of that.
okay,
They reserved for future conversation what they're going to direct me to do.
okay. And I just keep going back in my mind as to, we are going through the process of redoing the master plan, and not just the building, although we all agreed, Historic Commission, we keep it as much appearance, and that's what you did, and so,
It's not a Quonset hut.
no.
It's a pretty
Really?
building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got good bones,
absolutely, very pretty.
Beautiful windows. It's a beautiful building.
right,
It's nice architecture.
yep, okay. So, again, back to whatever.
Could I ask one more question?
Yes.
Can we rebid it and say we don't want anybody adding more stuff to it?
That's going to be one of the things the select board has to decide.
Yeah.
They want to be more specific.
Okay. So, whatever, and we'll keep it on the agenda, right? Okay. If no other questions, we'll move on. Highway building project update?
I got nothing for you there.
Okay.
Can I say something
Yes.
on that? When you start looking at different plans, and you must be, I mean, I know you're not ready to build anything right now, but you should have certain ideas of what type of buildings you're looking at. I'd like to see if we could take a look at these things and you know, have some input into it. And, you know, I mean, I'm no genius, but I've done a lot of these, and I'll tell you where I learned the most stuff, on the mistakes I made. Those are the ones, it's simple things that if I'd have known, I would have done it differently.
Okay.
And it wasn't expensive stuff. It was just, I'll just give you one instance, like the insulation, okay? You know, they gave me a price, yeah, I wanted it well insulated and everything. Well, if I would have paid more money, and I would have if I knew it was available, they have a thicker membrane that went over the insulation. But, you know, they try to give you a nice low price so that you'll go for it, but I didn't even know it was available. There's the difference, you know, so some stuff like that. Like I said, those, I'd like to see everything, and just we should have some input into it, because you did say building and facilities were the ones.
So I think where we're at is, and the reason why I have no update is because I did say this last time,
Yeah.
and I just don't have the product for you to look at yet.
Right.
Is Weston and Sampson doing conceptual drawings for the existing highway site, what we're going to keep, what we're not going to keep there, plus the new space. And then the next step after that, to get to like 30% design, would be the programming of the space, which would include some of the material specs. And I think I want all of this to be ready for Springtown meeting, so, you know, this winter, because I asked for it back in September. So I am expecting the work to be progressing on that, so, but that's where I'm at right now. I don't have, you'll know why in a second when we get to item F,
Okay.
why I haven't heard from Weston and Sampson on that just yet.
Anybody? Questions? So the committee is, the people that have been working on this proposal with Matt and the Weston and Sampson, that house doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe it is this committee's role to review these plans before anything
Yes.
is spec'd or put out in a
And when you
proposal.
say this committee, which,
This committee,
all right.
the one I'm
Not-
sitting at,
Not the committee, or the one that was given the authority to work on this plan. such as?
Oh, no, that was just the feasibility study.
Okay.
That subcommittee hasn't met since the feasibility was done.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes.
What's house doctor?
So it's a form of contract that we're allowed to issue. Rather than having every single one of our architectural engineering projects involve a bid or design contract, we had one selection, and I'm going to check on this today because we can only go 3 years at a time, where we select one firm to work with on all of our projects, so they get involved in everything. So Weston & Sampson was chosen as the house doctor. They did the plans for the roof of this building, because there are penetrations up there. They did some shop drawings for the fire station roof. They've been working on the highway project, and they've been working on the fire station internal work since we made them house doctor. So we don't have to do a design selection process for every single
Right.
project.
So another question. So when you say to them, what information do you give them? What do you say to them? I mean, how much information have you given them on what type of a building you would like or anything like that? What information do you get? Like, if I was going to go and build a building, I would know, like, have a pretty good idea of what I might want, and then I would talk to somebody. I mean, it's just not going to say, oh, I need to build a building, I need a garage, and you know.
Well, nobody
I
does
mean,
anything like that.
No, I
Well,
know.
we're not
So
stupid.
I'm wondering, like, what kind of information
No,
you
so
would
we
give. I
give
know
them
you
all
told
the
them how many
information
pieces
That
of
we would give a
equipment.
You asked the
professional architecture firm.
Right.
This are all of our pieces of equipment, this is how big it is, this is what we want to store in there. We want to have OSHA compliant, wash stations, we wanted a wash, we were specific about the operations. But we didn't assign dimensions to that, that's their job, they're the architects. So we had a list that came out of the feasibility study of what we desired in a highway barn. They programmed to that.
Okay.
In some cases, they overprogram, and that's why we're here, to stop them from doing that. So we cut that stuff out.
And that's why I would like us to be involved in that too, see the overprogramming and stuff.
Yeah.
But
By the time it gets to you, we've cut most of it out.
Go ahead.
I just say this committee has seen those lists.
Yeah.
It's already come through this committee. We've seen all that.
Yeah.
But
And,
it'll come back again.
Right.
Because now if we're going to use the existing site and we tear up part of the building but keep some of it, that's going to eliminate what needs to go in the new one, right? So you're really looking at an emphasis on storage and probably the wash bay, because we don't have it. But the mechanic bay and the other things that we already have, we're just going to keep it. So that's cutting into the cost of the new structure.
May I ask a question? You're going to keep that mechanics bay that they have now?
Maybe, maybe not.
well, that's what you're in the process of.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want me to cut the cost, I'm going to keep the existing stuff.
Oh, I'm
Even if
not
it's
saying
not
get
the
rid
best.
of it.
Carol, let him finish.
Even if it's not the best. But what we're not doing is designing it here, right? So your highway superintendent is going to generate the list of things that he needs, and the architect's going to design to that. If anybody wants to volunteer to be highway superintendent, go ahead. But there's a limit to just how grassroots we're going to be in the design of the building. We've got to move the thing along. We've been at this for 3.5, 4 years already. So we have an existing building, it has infrastructure in it, it has a lift, it has other things. What we want to do is, what we're thinking about doing is taking away the front, that concrete structure, the block building that was put together in 1933, but keeping the back that you added onto, I don't know, hyper-modern, maybe it's 1960s, whatever, maybe Buff did it, probably, right? Because why build that new if you already have it? If you're going to use the existing site, but the original plan was to tear all that stuff down and get rid of it and use the front for something else. But if you're not going to do that now, then now you can keep pieces of what you have, and you don't need to design it into the new structure. It may be smaller, may have less programming.
We're also spending money on a trailer for clerical.
Well, after town meeting, not anymore, because you authorized us to buy it,
Yes.
and
Oh,
you gave us the
that's
funds
right.
to buy it, and we're
That's
going to
true.
do that.
But
That
we
money
have
was
been
available
doing-
yesterday. I'm probably going to sign that contract this week, so that we stop paying rent on it. In the end, it pretty much, if we had bought it when we first got it, if you add up the rent we've paid and what the purchase price is, about the same.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And again, thank you.
but it's not a permanent home for anybody.
No.
Excuse
Gotcha.
me, are there any bathrooms in it?
No.
Okay.
So,
I have another
yes,
question
Linda.
about this. Carol, actually. So are you talking about the facade of the building? Because I don't think you're talking about like, oh, how many bays do we need? You're looking about the,
Right,
not the contents of the
right,
building.
right.
But what it's made out of.
Right. Are we doing
Like,
a
do we
steel-
want a
Carol-
brick?
Again,
Go ahead, yeah,
Linda's-
okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's my question to you, is what are you exactly questioning, the facade and what it's made out of, or the internal contents of the building?
Right. Well, not the internal contents, if I can answer, not the
Yes.
internal contents, but are we looking at metal buildings with metal roofs? Are we looking wooden buildings? Are we looking at doing as you said, a brick building, which I don't think we go that far? That's the things that I want to know. Are we going to be looking at all of these different things and looking at the prices and the different ideas on these things?
I just want to make sure everybody reviews the things I've already handed out. A lot of these conversations occurred maybe before you joined this committee.
Yeah.
But, so this is a metal building with a metal roof. There's never been any question of that.
Oh, I didn't read that in that.
No, I...
I'm sorry, but you've been handed
Huh.
this material.
Well, I know, I read it, but I was, I'll look at it again.
No, there's no doubt about
Me-
what this is.
May I answer?
Yes.
Because I remember you saying at one time you had gone out to Iowa to look at buildings that are put up by the Amish.
No, I didn't say that. Those are not my
I've
words.
heard...
Somebody else said.
And they will, and they get the Amish to come in and put these wooden buildings up, and that's what I've...
No, I think what you misinterpreted, completely, totally misinterpreted something I said. I said there are groups of people, laborers, who put up metal buildings the same way, almost like you had an Amish barn raising. That was an analogy. It wasn't what we're doing.
One more
So you
question.
have traveling groups, I want to be clear
Yeah.
about this. There are people who get paid prevailing wage to do nothing else but build metal buildings from prefabricated kits that are sold by packaged metal building companies. There was some back and forth about, is it a pole building versus a metal building?
Exactly.
And there was thoughts there about thermal bridging. It's a valid conversation, but at the end of the day, I don't think, I want to specify one or the other. I think what I want to specify are the dimensions of the building, and because I'm trying to preserve competition, and if you look at the marketplace, pole buildings, very few people sell these nationally or even regionally. Same thing with metal buildings. So I would be accused by the Attorney General, because all building projects are under the Attorney General, not the Inspector General, of restricting competition if I pick a technology. What I want, what I recommend, not what I want, it's what I would recommend to the town is leave the consideration open, pole building versus metal building, and specify the thermal performance that you want it to have, right? What R factor you want to be able to address, and how you're going to manage condensation or other thermal bridging issues as part of your narrative that leads you to a price. But this will be determined on price. We can't really do anything other than price once we have final plans.
Fred?
Can I recommend we move on? I have all the confidence that all these details are going to come through this committee at a future date. So we're kind of going around in circles. Well, it's something that's going to happen in the future. I have all the confidence that we'll get all those details.
Anybody object to us moving on, or anybody have any more information? Carol, you've been speaking, but I want to make sure everybody, and Linda had one question. And we are going to get the final input
You're going to have input. That's
our final
what I
plan.
want to constantly reassure, Madam Chair,
Yes.
you and through you to the other members of the committee, is that for all intents and purposes, you are the building committee for this building.
Yeah.
What I don't want is a wide open blank canvas. I want to at least refine it to the point that these meetings are efficient and you're looking at something that's feasible, a building that will be built by the private sector, right? But
Yeah.
the notion that you would get nothing but the final RFP, none of that, but that's not how this is going to work. You'll be involved in the entire discussion, right?
And it's,
But we're not even there yet because I don't even have a conceptual elevation.
right.
Right? I do need that.
And again, it's going to be, we've looked at where sites and buildings, the fire department issues, and yes, we will get the information. And I have asked specifically, I think at the last meeting or meeting before, that we have a definite plot outlined for us, so that,
That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
want to show you where it is on the lot,
yeah,
whether the spaces work spatially for equipment to move and be stored, and moving power,
and
so that we can accommodate this
right.
whole building.
And the efficiency of the highway, the people that are working
Yeah,
there.
that's
So-
for the architect to be
Right,
concerned with.
and,
The one thing I will say, and I'm going to be adamant about this being a part of the record of every meeting where we discuss this, unless I am overruled by the selectmen or a state official with the authority to overrule me, I'm going to insist that this be a pre-packaged building, that we will not design build this on site, because the cost differential is millions of dollars. And I know we have a community not far away that has a building committee to build a new highway barn that's going the traditional design build route. And guess what number they got?
Oh, I can't, how much?
13 million.
Oh, I figured it would be.
And our mutual friend that we
Yeah.
both speak to for different reasons
Yeah.
is on that building committee in the town of Upton. So if you want insight into
Yeah.
what they're dealing with, they went the traditional route. They're hiring an OPM for $1 million.
Exactly.
And all this other stuff. It's garbage. We don't need it. It
Why
doesn't
would it
protect the
anymore?
taxpayer at all. It kills us. We can't afford this project if it's going to be done the traditional way, because it doesn't make any sense. On a per square foot basis, for the life of the bond, it's silliness. So I was convinced of this early on by one of the selectmen, and I think even in our conversations, that's the way to go. There are building outfits that manufacture prefabricated buildings. There are people who travel all over the country to assemble them. They will work under the Massachusetts prevailing wage. We won't break any laws, and we're going to save people a lot of money. But we just won't do it, because that's foolishness.
okay, so if everybody has, I know you have more questions, Carol,
But that's definitely for another time. I think
Yes,
we've killed it.
because we're not that,
We don't have anything else to
right.
talk about.
We need their report, and so.
Just a quick
yeah.
statement on that, to the other members of the board. On my time on this board, there's never been any surprises. There's never been, when a project has happened, what's this? We didn't hear about this. That has never happened. I have all the confidence that all the details are going to run through us.
So if you don't mind, we will agree, move on, so we can, because there are people that have other business to do, and we need to stay with a quorum. Status of the oil spill.
So I got nothing on this one at all.
We should be close to, but, yep. Green Communities update,
Yes, so we
John?
have submitted our annual report
yep.
for our green communities, and also we continue to work with the Highway Department and also Innovis to utilize the lights that were supposed to be
Yes.
used in the post office but weren't. And so I know Innovis and the Highway Department did a site visit fairly recently out to the library, and I think that's probably where most of the lights are going to be used. So we'll be able to upgrade the lights at the library. And we're also gearing up here very shortly to decide on what we're going to apply for with the next grant round in 2026. And because we haven't come close to reaching our cap, we are eligible for the maximum amount of funding next year. So
Wonderful.
we should be able to do more lights and then some. I know Adam's talked about not just doing lights in other municipal buildings, but also, getting, new, more efficient motors and things like that for, maybe stuff at the pump station or the highway department. So we're going to be able to do quite a bit with the grant funding we get next year.
Great. Questions, anybody? No?
We have
Okay.
to win it. But they usually get it all around. So,
Municipal fire alarm.
nothing?
Okay. It's still, because it's money, right?
No, it's part of the bigger scheme for the building. So,
Okay.
by the way,
Yeah?
the building you're sitting in turned 100 years old.
Oh, we should have had a party.
Well, we kind of sort of did. We acknowledge it. But yes, the cornerstone was laid on Veterans Day, 1925. This Memorial High School, so.
All right. Fire station upgrade.
So, town meeting just voted on Monday. It was very confusing, I understand this, so I'll do the best I can explain, is that sometimes you have to do complicated things. We had ARPA money slated for this electrical and HVAC upgrade at the fire station. Because the bids were rejected because they came in too high, and we had to get the ARPA money out the door, we moved the ARPA money to the Depot Street water project, which allowed us to not use free cash for the Depot Street water project. So we went to town meeting to get the free cash to do the fire station project. The actual ad is about $200,000 because we want to be able to cover the bid and get the bid done. McRitchie Engineering is no longer in charge of this project. Weston and Sampson is going to put it out to bid for us.
Okay.
And I think we're going to solve the problem of the bundling and profit-taking by the general contractor by making sure we bid these out as discrete pieces of work. Because our filed subcons, when they came in under the first round of bidding, were well under budget. It was the general contractor stacking his profit on top of it, even though there was almost no general contracting work to be done. That kind of blew the project up with this crazy system in Massachusetts. So I think, working with Gene, this is how we've got it all set up. I just got a proposal in my email from Weston and Sampson for their engineering cost. We are going to value engineer the project a little bit. McRitchie really insisted on having a double boiler system in the
Right.
fire station, and frankly, it just doesn't make any sense. If the boiler breaks down, we're going to get it fixed. And in the meantime, we would use, whatever workaround we would need to use, with the backup generator, electric heat, whatever we need to use. But the notion of installing two furnaces is just overkill. So Weston and Sampson's going to take that out, and I think that's going to help save some money on the project as well. So that's where we are.
Questions, anybody? Okay. Library Board of Trustees, nothing new from,
Nothing.
okay. Vacant buildings in town.
Can I get to say this now? Did you notice, Fred?
I didn't.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll drive by when I leave here.
Well, my goodness, you missed the whole thing.
What?
So we had to have Grid come and put the protective sleeve over the wires, and we were up there working on, oh, yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
we did it.
Where?
The old fire.
The old
Fire station on Cottage Street.
Oh,
It says it on
I never
your
go
agenda.
by there.
Yeah,
You'll
most
have to.
people don't, because it's kind of a rough
Yeah.
road, unless you turn around and go back out. But no, we heard you. This has been on the to-do list for a while, so take a look and see if you're satisfied. Highways put a lot of
Thank you.
effort into this.
Okay. We'll keep it on and check it out. I'm sure it's, okay. the old Buckeye.
So it's 104 Main Street, that's the brick office building you can see from Main Street as you drive by.
Yep.
You'll notice the power lines going through the field to get to the... I know there's been some discussion of, so town meeting voted to demolish this thing and
Yes.
allocated $200,000 for it. I know there's been a couple of interested town officials that have been out, so, well, maybe we could save it. So I don't have the authority to make that final decision, somebody else will. What I will do is use the money that town meeting approved to do the thing I would have to do no matter what, which is an assessment of the building. This is new information, nobody else knows this, but this morning we pulled what we could find of between the assessor's card and some building permits from way back when. This building was built in 1932.
Wow.
Which means they had asphalt, I didn't even think you could do this, asphalt tiles on the floor. Right? They did this. They still do, apparently, for
Yeah.
industrial sites, commercial sites, you can have asphalt tile. But back then, they may or may not have used asbestos. They didn't always.
Yeah, right.
So we'll have the environmental guy go out and test that, because he'd have to test it no matter what. And we'll assess the building. I think folks suspect that this is a cinder block building with a brick veneer. It's not, it's a wood frame building with a brick veneer, which is bad news, because the roof is tar and gravel with a parapet. So to the extent that water may have seeped in along the edge of the brick, it's rotting the wood to the inside. And I think that's where we're going to end up, tearing it down, which is where I thought we'd end up anyway. I'm all for saving anything you can. But with scarce resources, I would save 21 Main Street all day long and spend the money on trying to keep that building and not waste any time or energy with anything else. 19 Main Street, I'm jumping ahead, Madam Chair, or do you want to read it off?
No, go ahead.
19 Main Street, town meeting voted to tear it down. We're going to move expeditiously to do that.
Yeah.
Asbestos removal is done under a statewide contract, so now the money's approved, I'm just going to go ahead.
Okay.
21 Main Street is the old center school, or VFW. A lot of people refer to it as the VFW building. We really like that building as something that we want to try to save. The question is open, though, as to whether or not it can be. So we got a grant from the state. It was earmarked in the budget for $20,000. We can either use that money to remove the asbestos from the little brown house, or, because town meeting didn't vote specifically the issue, we could use it because the earmark from the state was written up as follows, very clumsy, but it was done this way. For the historic preservation of buildings, including asbestos removal at the town common in area of Douglas. So I think the rep wrote it that way so that I could use it to, because it's only 20 grand, to remediate the asbestos at the little brown house. Town meeting gave us 50 to tear it down, and I might have highway tear it down once the asbestos is gone. I might think of asking the select board to be very careful about this. I don't have the authority. I would ask the select board to allocate the funds from the state, because historic preservation would be the issue with the VFW, to assess primarily the integrity of the foundation, the old fieldstone foundation, and whether or not the building is structurally sound. I think I can get that done for 20 grand. It will tell us a lot about what we need to do with the VFW. I think it's a really important part of the town. Just my recommendation is to try to save it. A lot of people are still alive that went to school there, and I think the space itself is very welcoming and hospitable. There's lots of natural sunlight. The spaces are actually pretty big. You have a kitchen. So there's things that we could do there that would help the library and help the senior center, provide services to people that don't fit in their current building. And you already own it. The only question is, as was previously mentioned, when you fix up an old building, it's a can of worms sometimes. I think this one's going to be okay, because it's all wood. We're not dealing with masonry and other considerations. So just that foundation, that sketch.
Anything? Yeah. Question?
How's the roof?
That was something I asked. That's a very important initial
Yeah.
inquiry is the roof. It doesn't leak.
Oh, well, that's good.
There are no leaks inside.
Anybody?
There's lots of old Christmas decorations and stuff in there, if you're interested.
Demolition of the vacant buildings?
Those are all voted by town meeting. I think we're all set there.
Okay. Question, anybody on any of that?
Nope.
See that? We ripped through it in 10 minutes.
If not, we think, any questions on anything that's come up prior to the posting, or I should say after the posting of this? John, do you have any comments regarding your working here in the community and with this board?
Oh, no, so far it's been great, and we're going to be getting much busier soon.
Yeah.
We have some projects coming, some major applications coming in the next month or two. So right now, we've been working on internal stuff with the department and getting organized, and
Yeah.
also accessory dwelling unit bylaw and master plan is going to be finishing up. We're almost done with the stormwater regulations. So I anticipate applications picking up here after the new year for sure. We're probably going to have 2 or 3 significant applications coming in.
All right. Thank you, both of you, for all that input, and keep us posted. Thank you. All right, any questions? We have minutes. Have you all had a chance to look at your minutes and comments on the, what do we got? We've got September 17th. I have read them. Anybody?
I have under the who was absent. I was excused.
That's right.
Yeah, you had COVID, didn't you?
Yes.
We didn't want any part of you.
And it's the first time in 30 years I've ever missed a meeting on any board I've ever sat.
Wow. Good for you.
Any other
Yeah.
comments?
Was disappointing. No.
If not, do I hear a motion to approve as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. And then we have October 15th. Any comments, questions, comments?
I make a motion to approve the October 15th, 2025 meeting minutes as presented.
Second.
Linda and Bob. And it was Linda and on the 17th, it was Linda too. All right. Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And you have your Building and Facilities Construction Committee meeting schedule. Any comments on that?
I'm flexible. If people want to meet earlier, 9?
No.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
I don't, but,
I wouldn't have a problem with 9.
I mean,
No, I'm flexible. 10 is fine, but if people wanted to get it done earlier in the day, but if no, that's fine.
and just to remind everybody, we have one vacancy at least, so, but please make sure, just let me know if you're not going to be able to make it. So if we end up that we don't have enough,
Right.
then it saves us time. All right.
Did we vote on the meeting schedule last meeting?
I think we did.
I was just looking at this, and I'm like, huh.
I believe we did. But we'll check on the,
Well, should we vote now? Because I'm not seeing it here in the
It's always the third Wednesday, right?
yes. But if there is a problem, and sometimes we need to attend and make comments or votes before, or something is needed for our input,
Or we could have a meeting.
you have to let us know ahead of time.
Right. Then the other thing, too, is like, I was noticing on one of the things, I went, you got a meeting for November 11th. Is the town hall closed on November 11th? You know, ours wasn't, but it was another one I was on.
Yeah.
So, the 30, Wednesday.
Fred, you have a, no?
So do
Everybody?
you want to vote on this?
I think we need to,
I mean, Jen sent it to us earlier,
yeah, I
but I don't think we voted on it.
Okay.
It needs to be voted
Well,
on.
all right.
Is that a
Anybody
motion?
have any questions? And again, if something comes up and we're scheduled to have a meeting, please let us know, because, all right?
I'll make a motion to approve the Building Facilities Construction Committee 2026 meeting schedule as presented.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Linda and Fred. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Motion to, hold on. What did I do with my, next meeting, upcoming meetings, December 17th, 2025, and again, January 21st at
10 a.m.
10 a.m., yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Of what? The upcoming meetings? What are we voting on here?
Yes.
Oh, well, we
All
already
right,
have
sorry.
upcoming, we
Yes,
voted
we
those
do.
in last year.
Want to make, yeah, twice. All right. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Time?
11:13.
11:13. Thank you, everybody. Have a
Aye.
good
Aye. We all aye.